You got to do something. You got to at least work on it. That's why I say it's a continuous walk.
Yeah,
it's a constant.
Yeah, that's what the Most High loves, man. You gotta be circumspect, man. In your daily life, because you can't walk around being ignorant.
Right.
The Most High doesn't like an ignorant soul, man. You gotta have the light in you, even though you can't keep all the laws perfectly. But at least you still gotta strive to know exactly, what comes into the temple.
Exactly.
You gotta be that the guy at the door.
That's right.
You gotta, check the IDs.
See what's coming in.
Yeah.
I had a precept. So like, you had something?
Yeah.
This is Salak. I keep saying Sirach, but there's Ecclesiastes 7 verse 20. It says, "For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not." And that's basically going to what the brothers are saying. Although we may think that we're not, we're doing everything right, there may be some way that we fall somehow, some way, because not all restaurants are going to have labels on everything saying, oh, we don't use pork we don't flip pork with this spatula, so on and so forth. So we may fall by that, but the matter of the fact is that we actually have repentance because we're not doing it, and we're not, willfully. That's the thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
We're not doing it willfully. When Christians sin, they sin willfully. They know that they're not. And that's the thing. The scriptures tell you that we have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Romans 10 chapter. So when Jake know they doing wrong, they know they doing wrong. We know in some sort of sense, I should not be doing this if you're doing it, But Jake put it off for so long that it just becomes a norm to them, man. And that's why the masses of our people are going to die, man. 2/3. In that Christianity, because that makes them lose their judgment.
This is 1 Corinthians 3:16. It says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and that the Spirit of the Lord dwelleth in you?" Verse 17, "If any man defile the temple of the Lord, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Lord is holy, which temple ye are." And you can substitute with that word temple for tabernacle, which means a dwelling place. So your body's a dwelling place for the Lord. And one way you could defile it is by eating, swine's flesh, And the Lord said, it says, "Him shall the Lord destroy," and that's cancer, through those abominable meats catching up to you, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring for you, too.
Because you talked about salty fish, how it tastes. Salty fish brings about gout. That's how you see the women with swollen ankles and shit.
Oh, man.
Rheumatoid arthritis and all that stuff. It's because they got inflammation in their body, man. That inflammation comes from salt intake.
Because basically I was talking to the brothers, and it's simple logic. Not all animals are food, and not all liquids are drinks. You can't just go out to the supermarket, grab some canola oil and just drink that, right? It's the same concept with pork. It's the same concept with shellfish. Not everything is meant to be eaten. Not everything is meant to be drinking. And if you go by basically the logic of you can eat a cockroach, right? Then you could go by the logic of go to the automotive store and buy some car oil and drink that.
If I may, because they gotta bless it.
I don't know, brother.
It's clean to drink, Not the same madness, when
right.
it comes to Acts the 10th chapter. How that they do with your family members. It says clean, but all you gotta do is pray upon it, and it's already clean.
Right.
Nah.
That's one thing, that if you're man of the Lord, it can't be around your family members, man. You go to a function, you're eating the food, all of a sudden you see a piece of shrimp in there. At the bottom. I'm like, just one piece.
Yeah.
But not knowing that,
Yeah. Well, that's trickery.
Yeah,
that's trickeries, man.
The deed is done, man.
Brothers
just gotta be careful, man. It's hard, not to be around your family, but at the end of the day, you gotta count your losses, man.
That's right.
You gotta count your losses because being around family members will get you in a lot of trouble. because you do want to be that example, man.
Con.
Yeah. Because the Apostle Paul was talking about, reflect our families, jobs and hustles here and that, to follow you, Yahushua, what's it worth, and then you understand what the deal is, man. It's all temporary. You can't be sighing and crying for the love and affection of your family members, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it, man. You gotta think about the way to your matters.
Right.
Just the scriptures, the mission. You're on a mission, so every fact you gotta trim it, man. Because with heat separates love and junk, man.
That's right.
Come on, get this precept real quick, Salam. This is Ephesians 6 and 10. It says, "Put on the whole armor. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Right? The wiles is those trickeries, man. Yeah. You think you're getting a chicken salad sandwich, or you're getting chicken soup or something like that, but you read the back of the label, it got oysters in it. You know what I mean? It got oyster sauce, and that's how you get that salty taste. So you got to watch out for the trickeries of the devil, man. He would try to trick you up, then be the accuser of his brother. The scripture say that he's to be an accuser. Look what they doing. See what they doing over there? They eating pork. All right, they eating this, they eating that, abominable foods. And he would accuse you, and he's sending up prayers up to the Heavenly Father, saying, "Look at what are we doing?" So we got to be right. We got to be on point each and every turn, man. Watch your step, because the devil is always ready to trick you, man.
That's right.
He's always there, ready to stumble, or put a stumbling block before you. So you got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's what it said. It said, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That's in low places too. Not only high places. We're not always in the high places, but we're always in the middle or in the low places. So you got to watch out for the trickery of Esau and the other nations wherever you go. Restaurants, different clothing shops. You gotta watch everything, man. You gotta watch all your steps, because the devil's always there, ready to stumble you up and say, look what he doing. Look what Shabbat Mob doing. See? You see him? You see him, Lord? You see him? And we don't want to be caught up like that. So that's why we always have to think about Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? Fashai said on Wednesday, "What would Jesus do?" that's what people say, right? What would Yahushua say? Or what would he do? You know what I mean? So we always got to be conscious of and be circumspect, like the brother said.
If I may add, that's why the scriptures say also talks about the love of the Most High, which is found on the law, statutes, and commandments. And it says his laws are not grievous.
Right.
Because you was talking about you don't want to stumble. You wind up eating something abominable that you're not supposed to be eating. And also we was talking about how these Christians, they eat it willfully. And that's what brings about certain different types of diseases, gout, like you said, heart disease, things of that nature. And that's the reason why the Heavenly Father told us not to eat it in the first place.
Exactly.
That's the judgment.
That was the reason.
Yeah, that was the reason. That was the reason, because those things are gonna happen to you, man. But this is Sirach chapter 1, verse 18. It says, "The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are gifts of the Most High, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him." And that's the point right there. It makes peace and perfect health. And that's not just, physical health. That's also your spiritual health and also your mental health. Right.
Yeah, those foods affect you.
Yeah, come.
Yeah,
it's putting on darkness opposed to putting on light.
Yeah.
So when you keep putting on that darkness, you're gonna be in darkness.
Yeah.
You're not. It's a
I'm
lot.
sure liken this unclean food to the philosophy.
Right.
Philosophies of this world.
Oh yeah.
It's not profitable for your spirit. It's going to lead you into the path of death.
Yeah, the wages of sin is death.
That's right.
Yep.
It's simple as that. Abominable foods and abominable philosophies is the ways of death, man.
Yep.
Like your brother said, a lot of Christians going to die, man. They just don't know it, man.
What's the brother has a child what? Spiritual food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. You gotta eat according to the spirit.
Right.
Right.
We eating that bread of life. Which is Yahweh Shai, man. You know?
Precept. This is Sirach 19 and 19. It says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immorality. You know?
Immortality.
And immortality, immortality. You know, and it says that the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, you know, because we all know that the Heavenly Father is the power of judgment, even though judgment is not executed speedily. You know, you eating abominable foods like that, it's soon going to catch up with you. But the Lord told us not to eat them for a doctrine of life, you know. But another stronghold that these Christians push is that everybody to come together as one, you know, all different nations, you know.
Yeah,
which that philosophy really goes back to Genesis the 11th chapter.
That's
you
right.
know, the Babylonians congregating together to build up the Tower of Babel. You know, George Bush said in September 11, 1991, you know, he was talking about a new world order, diverse nations gathering together. You know. But the Lord said contrary. The Lord said He divided the nations. You know.
Can I?
You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that anybody with their head screwed on the right way will know that wherever the multitude goes is usually the wrong way to go, because it's a broader path. Now, the straight gate or the straight path is the way to go, because it may seem like the harder trial, but only the men of the Lord is going to be able to go through that path. But I had this precept, this 2nd Ezra 9 verse 22. It says, let the multitude, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain. And let my grape be kept and my plant, for great labor have I made it perfect. Right? So the multitude of our people, or the multitude of the world is going to be under destruction because they followed the ways of darkness, And it says which was born in vain. So the multitude of the nation of Israel was born to do the wickedness that they're doing. Call Lord Yahweh Shai. We weren't called to do that wickedness, and we were called to do the work, man.
That's right. Let me read this scripture quick. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Yahushua Mashiach with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement had the temple of Yahweh Shai with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power, as Yahweh Shai had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Verse 17 says, wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Yep. So that's it in a nutshell. Jake that's into Christianity. It's going to come a time when the Most High is going to send that word of judgment, man. Because that separation is going to happen, whether you like it or not. Whether you choose or refuse, the Most High is going to make it happen. It's going to be painful for some. For some, it's going to be, at an instant. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man, to see the Most High deliver His elect out of these snares, man. Because the Christian church, man, it's a graveyard, man.
Yeah.
There's no life in there. The ones that make it out of it, hey, Rakaya Bashima Shai, we see you in a little bit, come do the work on the highways and byways. Because folks don't understand, man. That separation is very important. You can't be holding on to dead weights. You gotta be lively. You gotta be lively. You gotta be spiritual. That's why let me get this scripture real quick, man. I'm not from the opinion. So this is Galatians chapter 5, 16. It says, "These I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lusts of the flesh."
That's right.
Yeah. And verse 17 says, "For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary, the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that you would." Alright? So that's all it boils down to, man. You gotta stick with the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. The Most High will give you that spirit of discernment, how to know exactly which doctrine to follow and which one to dump. That's all it boils down to. You gotta choose the right path. You gotta choose the doctrine of life.
Quick precept. Hey, go ahead,
This is Titus 1 verse 13. It says, this witness is true. Wherefore,
real quick, it says this witness is true. Now we read earlier Isaiah 8 and 20, where it said, if they speak not according to the law and this testimony, it is because there is no light in them. So that's what that witness is. It's the testimony,
Right. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
And that's exactly what this is, man. This is also an admonishment to the Christian congregation, man.
Right.
To potential elect that may be in there, you need to come out of that, man. Like the brother said, Christianity is a graveyard. It's nothing. Just
what do graveyards collect? More dead bodies. Walking in the way of being walking in the way of what is it? Not walking in the way of understanding. Remaining in the congregation of the dead, man.
Right. Yeah.
That's what the church is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll finish up on that.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 14. Not giving heed to the Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables. Now, I even looked up that word, fables, and it pretty much means falsehood.
Right.
Which is what those false doctrines, man.
Right.
Like we was bringing up, you can eat anything if you pray over it. That's false. You could the virgin birth.
Oh man,
forget about it. And that just goes back to the worship of women too. Putting women on a pedestal. It's just all out of whack, man. All out of whack, man.
The Catholic Church, I was doing it before, going into trying to do some lessons. The Catholic Church said that Mary was a forever virgin, man. Meaning she was a she was a virgin before Yahushua was born, and she was a virgin after he was born.
Get away from me.
Forever virgin. And he said that the other sons and other brothers and sisters Yahushua had, they wasn't hers. They was Joseph's. So that's why she's a forever virgin. So they basically it's the Queen of Heaven worship.
Yep.
But could you read that that Titus start at 10?
10.
Because it talked about who it was talking about. Read 10.
Yeah, this is Titus 1 verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they try the circumcision.
They
They of the circumcision.
Right,
So
those are the ones who know they're Israelites. Like G-Man. G-Man know he's Israelite. He's been told over and over again that he was an Israelite, right? But he don't want to take heed. So go ahead, keep going. Well,
Yeah.
he's speaking like he's a circumcision,
kind of.
right? I'm saved, blessed, all this. Go ahead.
whose mouths must be stopped.
Their mouths will be stopped.
That's right.
They mouths will be stopped in due time. Go ahead.
who subvert whole houses.
Whole houses, man. Especially from the women, man. They get the women, like those churches, nothing but women.
Yup.
They get the women first, man. My father was hot over my mother going to church. Giving that nigga all your money. You know, all that. Well, what he doing for you? You know, my father was always suspicious about the pastor of the church.
Yeah, pass the pork chop.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's always looking for the next, you know, little trim, little spice. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
That's what he do, man. That's what he do. Go ahead.
Teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right. That's for money.
Oh,
like the brother said, they doing this for money. They do away with the law except for tithes.
Yeah,
So that's money. The basket be full. I was an usher. Baskets be full. Envelopes on top of envelopes. Money, checks, all types of denominations.
Yo, I watched the video. It was Creflo Dollar.
Oh boy.
Yeah, brothers already know, man.
Oh
He
boy.
they had offerings and tithes on the altar. He started stepping over the money. He was stepping over the money, man.
Yeah.
Yo, that whole church scheme. It's what it is. A scheme, you know.
Man.
It's a scheme to get money, but it's also sad. That's why you know, we're admonishing brothers and wanting them to get up out of that mind frame.
Right.
Because it's not only the things that we're talking about. It's other viewpoints that the church have too, such as marriage. You know,
Right.
such as what a relationship consists of.
Yeah.
Or you know, how you supposed to, how your everyday life is supposed to be. You know, all of those things key in the factor of, you know, it still brings forth death. Because most of their viewpoints are wrong, man.
Love your enemy.
Yeah, come. And they say that you know, love your neighbor, and they say that Esau's your neighbor.
Right.
You know, when the scriptures don't say that, man.
That's not what the scriptures be saying.
Come.
Right. That's why their mouths must be stopped.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's it called? Yeah, verse 11. Whose mouths must be
verse
yeah,
8.
verse
8.
11.
No, it's 11.
Oh, it's 11.
Yeah, come on. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
And that's Salah, if I may, that's what the brother was saying. They teach things that they ought not. Because the pastor knows what he's teaching is wrong. He's just doing it for money.
Yep.
We even had an example of when we are at class, you had a pastor come up to us, and you could tell he just had that mind frame of scheme. Oh yeah, you brothers should come to my church.
Yeah.
I see what you guys are doing, the good. You know, you guys should come down to my church. When all he's thinking about is money in the back of his mind. He knows that the more brothers, the more people that come to his church, the more he's gonna ask for tithes and offerings. You know, they teach things that they ought not.
Right.
You know, so they can get that money. Because that's all they care about, man. For filthy lucre's sake. To better themselves or to make themselves richer, man. And that's the filthiest thing you can do, man. You can slime for the truth so you can get money. Man, and that's why the scriptures say in Timothy's, 1 Timothy, the money is the root of all evil, man. And Jake completely takes it and just rolls with it, man. And that man's not worried about his judgment.
No.
But what's it called? Yeah,
That's the point. That's the point.
I had a precept actually.
Let me read this real quick, Salah.
Yeah, come.
Because, you know, that's a doctrine of darkness, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, always chasing after the things of this world.
Yeah, no telling.
This First Peter chapter 2 stuff. I'll read verse 9. Keep it brief. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of Him who hath called you out of darkness into His marvelous light.
Right. Yeah, going back, that light is Yahweh Shai. We can emphasize this over and over and over again. The emphasis is Yahweh Shai. If you don't put Yahweh Shai first, if you don't follow how he walked, if you don't do what his words say, then you're living in darkness, man. You're rolling with the dark side. You know, you're a Sith Lord.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking the same thing. You got the wrinkles.
you become a Sith Lord.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean? It's crazy, man.
God.
Precept?
Yeah, there was a little bit more on that. Titus actually started verse 14.
Yeah.
14. not giving heed to the Jewish fables
Right.
and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Oh boy.
Keep going to the end.
Verse 15. Unto all pure things are pure, but unto them that are defiled
Nothing.
and believing is nothing pure.
And unbelieving.
And unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled.
Yep. Even their mind and their conscience, man. Because like the brother said earlier, you have these pastors floating around in money dancing, doing all of that, and they know the truth, But what are they? They're still selling out the people, their own people at that. For what? For monetary gain, for money,
That was a spirit, that's going on in Israel. That's a spirit that's like, well, I guess I could win on both sides. I just gotta, catch a missile.
Man,
have it on this side, that
oh my goodness, yo.
always trying to get one over.
It's terrible, man. It's like, you can't deceive the Most High, You get to $1 million because, not to be, be talkative. Because, when you collect the tithes and the offerings and all that stuff, time, the money be looking good.
Tell you.
You're like, damn.
Yeah.
End of the day, like, if you were in the world, you
Yeah.
can imagine every time you go to church, being an usher,
Yeah.
the money you collecting,
Seen it, man.
you be in the back room counting.
Stacks.
The elders talk about the issues they had in One West.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, it brings, the fear of the Lord into your mind, man, because
Yeah, you start getting greedy, man.
Yeah.
Greed starts kicking in
Yep.
when you see stacks of money on the table.
Yep,
Con.
yep,
You
yep.
do get greedy. Your mouth starts salivating and shit. You get
Yeah.
things I could do with this money.
The eyeballs get big.
You know?
It's scary, man. It's a scary, for those that are weak in the faith,
Right.
it's a scary experience, man. That's why you gotta have a heavy spirit on you.
Fear the Lord.
Yeah. If you're gonna be dealing down the department of finances,
Right.
for the camp, you gotta pray the Most High that you don't fall into that trap, man, of duping brothers out of the hard-earned cash. That's blood, sweat, and tears.
Con.
Because the Most High doesn't take that lightly, man.
That's right.
There's a temple, so you gotta be holy at all times when you come and do the Most High's work. You can't be, playing both sides of the fence.
That's right. And it's a lot. If I may, that's why I said, to the pure, all things are pure. But to the unbelieving, to the undefiled. Can you read it one more time, Rashad?
Con.
Because that goes back into what you were saying, how like basically they want in on both sides. When if you're in the truth, man, you're gonna have to go through hell, man. The Most High is gonna put you through a trial. That's inevitable. And most people don't want to go through that, man. Most people want to make it on both sides. Want to have it in this world and have it in